Hey guys, welcome back to Programmer Philos, and today's we'll be discussing about the Leetcode problem 721 my calendar third. It's a hard problem, and let's start the problem. So it's Leetcode 732 my calendar third problem. It's a hard problem. So what it says, right? K booking happen when K events have some known empty intersections. There is a some time in between, like in the common to all the K events, and you are given some events start and end. After each given events, written a integer K representing the maximum K booking between all the previous events. Okay, so they have created one class, my calendar 3 class, and they have given two things. The first thing, like where they are creating one constructor, and in the constructor, like we will be using for this approach, we will be using a tree map, because tree map internally manages order, ascending order. So whatever the values or whatever the events we are storing it, we will store into tree map. Okay, and the second method, they have given book. So in the book they will be passing start time and end time, and we have to return K integer representing the largest integer such that there exists K booking in the calendar. Okay, so once we started the example, so you will get to know like what it says. So if you see, right, if you see by examples, so the first event what they have given start time, they have given 10 and 20. So if you see in the below diagram, right, so start time is a 10 and ending time is a 20. So what it say, like for the first event, right, we don't have any other event, so simply for this we have only one event, so simply we'll copy as a one as a result. Then we'll take the next value, start is 50 and 60s, because the first one, right, we will not see any disjoint, right, because only one events in that list. So if it is surpassing any event, so simply we have to take the count. Otherwise, like if it is one event, so simply we'll take as a one as a result count. So similarly for the second values, 50s as a starting time and 60s as an ending time, so we'll take 60 and 6 starting time, which is the second event. So as we know, right, we have one event, but it's not surpassing 50 to 60 start and end time. So again we have only one as a result. Then we'll take 10 to 40. This is the third event. 10 to 14. This is a 10 to 40. So if you observe, right, so we have already one event which is passing. If you surface this line, right, so you will understand. So how many events we have it? We have two events. And the second thing what they says, we have to take the maximum values. If you see, right, if you observe this one, maximum K booking between all the previous events. So previous event booking was 1, and for this event, like we are getting 2 counts. So previous is a lesser than, so we'll take a 2 as a count for this booking. And next we will pick 5 to 15. So if you observe in 5 to 15, it's fourth event, 5 to 15. So how many events we have it? We have 3 events, right? So 1, 2, 3, the first event, third event, and fourth event. So we have total 3 as a count. Again we'll go to the next events. Next event is start time is 5 and end time is 10. So what it says, start time is a 5 and end time is a 10. So how many events we have it? It passing 2 events only. But the condition, what condition says? So we got 2 as a result, but we have to check the previous booking. And from the previous booking, we have to pick the maximum K booking. From the previous, the maximum K booking was 3. Here, the result we have a 2. So when we compare it, so we'll got like 3 maximum values from the current event. So simply we'll take a 3 from the previous event. Then we'll take the fourth one, 25 to 55, 25 to 55. Here also, like it passes 2. We have 3 as the highest kth values in the previous event. Simply we'll take a 3 and we will print those values. So we'll take so what I will be doing is internally, it's like we will be using a tree map, because internally like it uses it manages a sorting ascending order, like whatever the values will be stored, it will store in the ascending order in the tree map. Okay, so we'll take the first event from the list. Okay, so internal, like we will be using a tree map because tree map internally uses a sorting order, ascending order, and whatever the values it's stored in the ascending order. So we need the order in ascending order. So what we will be doing is, so we have created sum and result. There are two properties we'll be creating it, and the same time we will manage a tree map. In the tree map we will manage the count, as well as for the start and end times count we will manage, and accordingly we will generate our result. So let's take an example from the first event. So the first event is 10. For the 10, like simply I will be adding by +1, and for 20s simply I will be subtracting by 1. So what we do is, like, we'll take the 10 values, which is 1 now, 0 plus 1 1. So we'll compare with the result. Like if it is a greater than, yes, it's a greater than, simply will increase the simply will replace the result values. Then we'll go for 20s. In 20s, like it's a -1, so simply I will do -1. It's become 0 now. So we'll compare again the result values. The 0 is lesser than 1, so we'll not replace the values. We'll go to the next event, 50 and 60. So in the 50 and 60, like what we are doing is, again, like for the starting point we have to add by 1, and for ending event we have to subtract by -1. So again we'll start it from the top to bottom. So for 10 we have 1. We'll compare with the result, like it's already equal, so we don't need to replace the values. Then we'll pick the 20 values. When we subtract the 20 values, we got 0, because 1 minus -1, so it becomes 0. We'll compare the result, it's already 0, so we already have a greatest value, so we will do nothing. In that case, we'll go to the next one, 50 plus 1, so it became 1 now. For 60, like again we'll compare with the result, it's already 1, and then we'll pick the 60 minus 1, so it's -1, so it became 0 now. And simply we'll return the kth element for the second event. Okay, so next move to the next event, 10 and 40. For 10 we have 1. So as I said, like for starting I will be adding +1, so it becomes 2 now. And 40s, we don't have 40s, and so simply it's become -1. So again we'll start it from the top to bottom. So for 10, it's 0 plus 2, it's become 2. We'll compare with the results. Yes, it's greater than, so simply we'll replace by 2, and it moved to the 20s minus 1, it became 1 now. For 40s, again it's became 0. For 50s, we are adding it 1, and for -1, again it's become 0. So we'll compare it, it's 2 is a greater than, so simply we'll return the result for third event, which is 2. Now move to the next one. Let me erase this one. So now let's move to the next one, which is 5 to 15. So in 5 to 15, again, like I have to add 5, and the 5 we are adding by +1, and 15 like ending event we have to subtract -1. So if we go to 1, so earlier sum was 0, so simply it will become 1 plus it become 3 now. So we'll compare with the result. Yes, it's a greater than value, so simply I will add 3 as a result. Then it's 1 2 3, so 3 minus 1, 2 minus 1, 1 minus 1, 0, because we have iterated for all these 3 values. Again we'll pick the 50s one. For 50s it's adding 1, so simply it become 1. We'll compare, it's already lesser than value, so we don't need to replace. For 60s, again it's -1, it's become 0. So simply we'll return the result whatever we have it for 5 to 15 start and end time. Again we'll pick the next event, 5 to 10. For 5, it's already there, so it becomes 2, because we are adding starting point for we are adding +1, and ending for we are just subtracting it. And 10 is -1, so it become 1 now. So we will add 2. So we have to, again, like we'll check the last event, it is 3 now, so it's already lesser than, so we don't need to replace. Plus 3 1, it's become 3 minus 1, so again we have to subtract 3 minus 1, so it's become 0. So it will add 1 for 15, for again like -1. So we already have 3, so the maximum event k events will return for this start and end time. Okay, so again we'll pick for the next event, which is 25 to 55. So 25 we will add plus 1, and 55 we will add minus 1. We will subtract minus 1. Again we'll start it from the top to bottom. So 0, it was 0 earlier, so we'll add 2, so it become 2. 2 plus 1, it's become 3. 3 again, 2 minus become 1. 1 plus 1, it's become 2 now. 2 minus 1, 1. Then plus 1, it's become 2, and 2 minus become 0. So we have 3 as a highest kth element, so simply we'll return 3. So what result it says, like 1 1 2 3 3 3. That's the result. That's what result we are expecting. Okay, let's jump into the solutions, how we made in our Java program. Okay, so in program, like what, as I said, like we will be creating one tree map. So what, first we have declared map, and then we have initialized that map as an tree map by using my calendar constructor. And then they have provided one book method, so they will be passing start and end time. So as I said, like what we will be doing it, for starting we will be adding plus 1, and for ending time we'll be subtracting minus 1. So we'll take the existing count for the start for as well as for end, and we will, for start we'll add plus 1, and for the end we will do minus 1. And we have maintained two current and result, as I have showed you in the diagram. So in the current sum we will be storing the we will be iterating all the events, and we'll store the current sum. Okay, and then we'll compare from the existing result or the previous result, if we have the maximum values, right? So we'll take the maximum values, or like otherwise in the current sum if we got the maximum value, so simply we'll replace with the result, and the same result will return it. Okay, let me run this, and as you see, right, so I have given 10 20 50 60, like they have mentioned in the program, the same input I have given it. Let's run this program. Okay, so we are getting for the first two event 1 1, and the second events for 2, and the last 3 events for 3 3, as we have shown you on the diagram. Okay guys, that's all for today, and thank you for watching my channel, and please, if you have not subscribed my channel, please hit the bell icon and subscribe my channel.